Hi everyone, and welcome to Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips. I'm your host, Natasha Jamieson. Our show focuses on wellness, providing strategies for a healthy life by offering knowledge to shift your mindset. This is my passion, and I hope that I inspire you to live your own. We have a fascinating show for you today as we welcome travel consultant Lila Zajakovski. She'll be sharing her extraordinary experience while visiting Jerusalem that sparked a spiritual reawakening, forever changing her life. And we heat things up today all the way up as we welcome back Sex and Hormone Specialist and founder of Stepping Stones Wellness, Sandy O'Shea. It's super caliente today. Watch out. Sandy will be addressing how the stresses of life can impact our sex lives. We begin the show with my partner in the trend game, Gayle Herrington. Welcome back.
Hi, Natasha.
Hello, Gayle. So we are talking trends, two very specific trends that are very interesting today. One is the advancements in facial tools for home use. For home use. As you know, that's the first one. The second one is a very big drugstore chain.
That will remain nameless, but yes, where we like to shop.
We do like to shop there, that's right. That they're opening their first ever aesthetics clinic in Toronto.
I think it's open already.
Oh, it's open already. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. I stand corrected. So this is very, very interesting.
Sure is.
We know that these facial tools have been on the market for a while, but now the technologies and the devices that are available are more advanced for home use. It's not going to be the same as you're going to your dermatologist to get, or clinics to get these services. But we're looking at things that, you know, were never before available.
And they're now safe for home use.
They're very safe for home use under certain, you know, regulations and policies. You know, everything from, as we know, derma rollers and, you know, facial devices, steamers.
Red light
everything.
therapies, and even the latest thing out is for the stimulation of hair growth.
Yes.
As well at home. And then the add-ons to the masks, the smart masking systems.
Yes, absolutely. So that's basically where it's going. It's seeing a need to have customized beauty for people that are buying and purchasing these devices for home use. So smart apps.
Oh,
and all,
we love our apps.
All sorts of things like that that are available that you plug into the system. And it'll basically scan your face. It will identify problems, it will give you solutions, it will monitor. I mean, this is what people are asking for. You know, being more mindful and putting their money into skincare.
That's right. And serums.
And
particularly, as we've talked about. And some of these at-home devices, they work with specialized serums.
Yes. Probably through the company themselves, right? Like affiliated with them, yes. Absolutely. Because you have to have some sort of like a conductor. I'm a science girl, you know that.
That's right.
You have to have some sort of a conductor to be able to, you know, do the surface epithelial layer. So, you know, these things are going to be, you know, even more advanced, more available. And this is where the market is going because they see a need.
And we love them.
Yes, we absolutely love them. So the next one is very interesting.
It really is.
Drugstore clinics that have opened aesthetic clinics. You know, so the one-stop shop experience.
For bread and Botox at the same place.
And fillers and lasers, oh my. I know,
that's right.
It's going that way.
Are we worried about this? What do we think?
Some people are worried because there's not going to be a physician on staff.
Right.
But I am sure that these nurses that are very highly qualified in these services.
Right, so nurse practitioners.
Absolutely, that, you know, are able to administer these services and kind of, I mean, there will be somebody on site periodically, but these nurses will do the consultation, the medical history, all of those necessities.
Right.
And also I think these companies have studied and looked into policies, regulations on all of that from the clinical point of view.
So is this something that you and I would do?
Well,
on our way back from Sephora?
I need to see how bad it's going to get, and then I just have to play it by ear. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just going to roll the dice. What, you? Come on, Gayle. Come on.
Well, you know that expression, a lady doesn't tell?
A lady doesn't tell. Well, feel free on our show, because that's what they want to hear.
I think I'd like to see somebody else's experience. Why don't we wait and see what the feedback is? and then we'll think about it. Maybe we'll give an update.
I think consumers are going to want this. I really do. The concern is like that it's just a little too casual, that you just go in there and get, you know, your treatments. But I think this is exactly what people need. People are going to do it. They're just going to do it behind, you know, closed doors.
People will take whatever steps are required to obtain the services.
And you know, they don't have to be found out, like, you know, that you can walk in. I'm sure they'll have appointment based and walk in, so you can get your, like you said, milk and eggs, and also get your fillers. I mean, I don't know, but I think that's where it's going.
We're going to find out how successful this is. It'll
yeah,
be
I think there's a need. I really think that there's going to be.
If there wasn't a need, they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, and I think they're already seeing like a really good positive influx of that. So it's very, very interesting between, you know, the advancement in facial. I just find it so interesting.
It just makes you wonder what is going to be next.
Yes. And you know, the lines are merging, they're blurring between health and wellness and beauty. So I think that is.
And groceries?
Well, yes.
So.
Because mama's got to eat.
Yeah.
Got to get her Botox and eat.
That's right.
But I just really feel like everybody is very aware of the things that actually will make a difference. You know, internal health, and you know, taking like the necessary steps for wellness inside and out, putting things inside your body and on your body, these, you know, facial devices, and there's so many different types of devices. They're catering to all of this. So I think that this is where it's going. I think that these clinics will do really well. And there's also laser treatments, you know, advanced, like, you know, lasers and peels and all sorts of things. Because these nurses literally are, you know, they're qualified to do these.
Yes, and some of these things are going to be taking the place
treatments.
of people would go for actual plastic surgery.
Yes.
Very invasive now. The number of things that they're able to do as outpatients.
Yes, of course.
Right, and for things like to address pigmentation issues.
Of course. Yes.
So
this will be very, very interesting.
Yes.
That's all the time, Gayle. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Coming up next, Lila Zajakovski. Stay with us.
Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips is sponsored by AMMA AJAX Mixed Martial Arts Academy, offering classes in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for all men and women. Sign up now for your free 1-month membership. Also offering Women's Strength and Conditioning Body Blast Boot Camp. Includes a 1-week free trial. St. Nadala Macedonian Orthodox Church, located in AJAX, Ontario, offering banquet hall facilities for your weddings, celebrations, and special events, accommodating up to 250 guests.
Welcome back. Here with us now is travel consultant Lila Zajakovski. She'll be sharing her amazing story that began while leading a tour group through Jerusalem, Jordan, and the Dead Sea that changed her life and renewed her faith. In life, we are under the impression we choose our path, but in reality, it might choose us. Lila, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
Absolute pleasure, absolute pleasure. Now, I know that I am very interested, just like our viewers are going to be, how you came to travel to Jerusalem leading a tour group.
It was always my passion to travel, and that gave me an opportunity to give opportunity to other people to travel. And it was just, I found out a great supplier, and that was it. I was lucky enough to lead a tour, and it was unforgettable. It's just speechless, yes.
So I think a lot of people are going to assume that you have to be spiritual or religious to, you know, be interested in visiting Israel. I want your thoughts on that and your beliefs on that.
You know, traveling, investing in traveling, it's investing in you and your well-being. Saying that is anybody can travel. I mean, anybody. You don't have to be religious. You might become one.
You might.
Once you visit
Yes,
it.
you
Exactly.
might.
So we'll give you a different perspective of life and how you perceive other people and how they live. And it's just everything, it's magical place.
Yes. So you had some incredibly profound experiences while you were there. I need you to share those with us, because that's really, really interesting to people, whether they have a faith, spiritual or otherwise.
I mean, just visiting there, just being in that situation where 24 civilizations has passed the land and the Bible, and it's so much history, it's so much to see. It just puts you in that place that you just kind of, you know, open up and you think different, and it's it's hard to explain. You have to be there. It just, you profound yourself and you open up to possibilities. And you don't know how you're gonna come back and how your faith will be renewed, and it's totally different feeling for sure.
So you had some obviously connection with people with the biblical time. You're walking through, history basically.
Correct.
So all of that and you wanting to travel, I think all of that kind of opened up like another level for you. So I think it's safe to say that a lot of people include this opportunity in their bucket list because it's something that they want to experience for themselves.
Yes.
Just like you.
Yes, exactly. Once you arrive there, the air is different, the scene is different, the people are different. Like I said, opens up your mind, and it's your faith is renewed, and you think different. And yeah, the food is different.
Yes.
So definitely, it's a bucket list, and I advise everybody to go see it. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yes.
And for sure, you can, go different countries and visit different places, but, Holy Land is beyond words that I can describe. You have to be there. And once you go there, you come back
That's
as
right.
a storyteller, because you have your own story. You explain it differently. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's so great. I can see and I can feel like the whole experience, how it resonated with your soul, and there's a light in your eyes. Like I can feel that. This is why a lot of people want to go there. That's actually on my bucket list too.
Yeah, definitely.
So the next one you go,
yes,
you know who to call.
Yes, yes. Actually, I have a lot of people,
there you go.
Saying, "Oh my gosh, you visited Holy Land. Are you
Yes.
planning to go
Go
there?"
again, yes.
I said yes. If I have interest, definitely I would want to go myself, because
Yes.
there's so much to see.
Yes.
This is just one page. There's so much to learn and so much to see. Again, like there's more to see.
There's more to see.
Exactly.
So you've tweaked the tour probably already if you were
yes,
to go
I did.
again.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, good.
Definitely.
Made it a little longer?
I did,
Okay,
yes.
good.
Extra day.
Oh, that's
so
good.
if this continues, hopefully I can go to Egypt next
Ooh,
year.
very
so
interesting.
that will expand the tour. Like I said, it's just, you can't stop. Once you start reading a book,
Yes.
you have to finish it, because it's so much to see
Yes.
and do.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
different, like you said. You can't just go on, YouTube or, look at pictures. You need to experience it for yourself. So let me ask you, how did this experience change you, and in what way did it affect your life?
Oh my goodness. Every day is like, wow, I'm here, but yet I'm complete. I know what I want, and I know that I'm following the path of what I want to do. So definitely it opens up your mind, opens up your perspective of how you see people, how you understand people, and it gives you a whole new, different outlook of life.
Yeah. Did it kind of clarify your purpose? Like if you weren't sure, did it just zone it in?
Yes, I think once I became like a traveler, not like a tour leader, then it was like, oh my goodness, I have the same feelings and maybe more than my passengers. So it's totally changes me once I said I can enjoy this, and I did enjoy it, and definitely, and people will see that I'm enjoying this. So
Yes.
yeah, you have to be yourself.
You have to be yourself, because everybody else is taken.
That's
what I
right.
say.
That's right.
So what was it like leaving such a holy place? I would imagine you were very emotional,
Yes.
having experienced all this. So please tell us about it.
It made me want to see more. It made me go back. And even I said to the tour leader, I said, I'm coming back next year, and I'm going to bring a bigger number of passengers. So they were more than happy. They were so helpful. And like I said, you have to go see it. You have to experience for yourself. And you see how people are and everything else. So yeah, definitely I would go there again. I would advise anybody to go if they get a chance to, because it's just no words.
It pulls you back.
It pulls you back. And once you see more, it's not like, okay, I've seen there, okay, it's gonna be the
done.
same. No, I need to go back.
Yes.
Because yes, it's more. You need to develop yourself more, and this will give you a chance, opportunity where the Bible started. And there's so many different people live there, and they work together and live every day together in a harmony.
Yes.
And so yeah, it's profound. It's speechless. I'm still talking about it 4 months later.
No, but that's amazing, because that's exactly what people want to hear. You know, everybody kind of wants that connection. Everybody wants that experience. So going back to your life when you came back, is your perception of the world different?
Very much so.
And how so?
Very much so. It's like I'm saying, you know, I'm here and I have a purpose. And in a way, I've been following my dream, and finally, I've got all these little dots, and I'm kind of connecting them, and I'm saying, wow, this is profound. This is really what drew me to, and this is it, and I'm going to continue because there is no end. I need to go see more.
Because you're forever changed.
Exactly.
You go again, another aspect of yourself is revealed, and you experience something very, very different. So as a travel consultant, tell us why it's so necessary and important to have this part of our life, like to travel.
Like I said, investing into yourself it's one of the things that you can travel and you experience for yourself, and you see it with your own eyes, and you hear it with your own ears, and you just imagine, oh my goodness, I'm walking on the footsteps of Jesus, of somebody that's bigger than us. And like I said, there's a lot of different cultures there and different people there, and they live together, and they all feel the same vibe, and it's just magical. Like I said, go there, visit it, and you will never come back the same person again.
You heard it from Lila. And on that note, thank you so much for being a part of our show and sharing your story. And
it's been a pleasure.
Count me in for that.
I will.
Trip, okay?
I know your number.
Okay, good. Thank you again. Up next is Sandy O'Shea, a sex and hormone specialist. Stay with us.
Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips is sponsored by Synchronicity Durham. By collaborating within each level of the community, the main purpose of Synchronicity Durham is to empower every open-minded citizen in Durham region with the tools and resources to achieve their greatest dreams, goals, and passions.
Back. Joining us now is Sandy O'Shea, also known as the Sex Lady. I couldn't help myself. She's a sex and hormone specialist, founder of Stepping Stones Wellness, and author of Let's Talk About Sex with Sandy. She helps men and women balance their hormones, improve their sex lives through a holistic approach, incorporating nutrition, supplementation, and essential oils, and adult toys, along with much more. Today, we'll be talking about how life can get in the way of a satisfying sex life, what you can do to improve it, and how to reignite that sexual spark. The Sex Lady's in the building. Sandy, welcome back.
Thanks,
I love having you here because I get to say that. When do I ever get a chance to say that?
Right?
Never. So let's get right into it, Sandy.
Yes, ma'am.
How does having a good sex life become an influencing factor in other areas of our life?
Because when we have a satisfying sex life, our confidence is higher, our sense of well-being is higher. And when that's high, then it reflects on the rest of you do your job better, you're better with your kids if you have them, you're more social, you are just more vibrant and send out a great energy into the world.
So if you're not, then it's the opposite, like a little more
It
withdrawn.
can be. Not always.
Not always?
Not always. But it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, that's right. Exactly. How often do you see clients that are overwhelmed by life stresses, having no sex, no libido, probably too much to mention?
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Is it?
A really big problem. So, stress is probably the #1 factor.
Both men and women?
Both men, especially men.
Especially men. Interesting.
Men are affected more by stress than women are because women have more hormonal imbalances that happen, whereas men have fewer hormonal imbalances. Their issues are more too little testosterone and too much estrogen.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
So how can we rectify all of this? Is it possible?
It is. A lot of it is your diet. A lot of it is your mindset. A lot of it is just your lifestyle, whether you're meditating, whether you're communicating with your partner. That's probably the #1 factor.
So if you and your partner don't prioritize your love life, the communication, all of that, what can they expect to see or experience?
Can cause a lot of problems with distance. When people
In the relationship?
in the relationship, because when you don't take that opportunity, when you don't make it a priority to have the intimacy in your life, and intimacy isn't always about intercourse.
Right.
It's about a connection that two people have, and when you don't nurture that, you can drift apart, and then any number of things can happen from there.
You can seek someone
Well,
else.
yeah.
Divorce.
Yeah, anything can happen. So, you know, that's why I try to, you know, if people are happy and they're generally happy in their marriage, but the sex is just becoming an issue, then I work with them to find out what the root cause of it is, and help them get better.
Now, do they come separately or as a couple to you?
Whatever. Sometimes I see men, sometimes I see women, sometimes I see couples.
Okay.
So it's whatever they're comfortable with.
So I want to know what kind of issues do couples face when they come to your office, and do you, obviously you said they can come both ways.
Yep.
But what kind of issues are we looking at?
Most of who I deal with are women who are kind of 40 plus, who are really having a struggle with their hormonal levels.
Okay.
Sex is either not a priority or they just don't have any desire for it. It's like, but a lot of women also say that once they get started, they enjoy it. It's just, so it's getting that,
mindset.
it's the mind
That's
that they've got to
constant,
get, you know, they've got to get over that. They've got to make it a priority, and something has to give. Their self-care can't give. But the second priority in their relationship has got to be if they're in a partnership of any kind, has got to be that partnership has got to come second only to their own wellness.
So let me ask you this, Sandy. If couples are still together but have lost their sexual spark, what can you do? What can be the outcome? Does your book help? Let's talk about Sex with Sandy. Sorry, plug.
Plug away. The book actually talks about men's health, women's health, and sexual health. So it talks about everything from dealing with stress and how that can affect you to eating well, to moving, like being active, not just working out, but staying active throughout the day. And of course, the best activity is sex.
Of course.
And it's the best stress reliever. So it's kind of a catch-22 when people they're stressed out. So because they're stressed out, they don't feel like having sex.
Right.
But if they had sex,
what they need.
it would help relieve the, so, you know.
So tell us what you can do to help them.
So what I can do to help them outside of toys and oils.
We're going to talk about that in segment 2. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay. But other than that, it's, you know, it's a good, healthy diet. And what that entails is different for everybody. So some people thrive on vegan, some people thrive on keto or paleo. Some people, it's the secret is to find out what works for you.
Okay.
And, you know, there's supplementation that can help.
Okay.
I always recommend that my clients go to their doctor and get their hormone levels checked.
Right.
And then also have a live blood cell analysis, and that's a horse of a different color.
But whole different thing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So it's trial and error, probably with like some of the diets and is it supplements too? Like what works, what doesn't?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an educated trial and error.
It's an educated. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And on those terms, we are going to go to a break. More with Sandy when we come back.
Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips is sponsored by St. Nadala Macedonian Orthodox Church, located in AJAX, Ontario, offering banquet hall facilities for your weddings, celebrations, and special events, accommodating up to 250 guests. INVICTUS Equality. We are the mistresses and the masters of our gender equality destiny.
Welcome back. We are talking sex with Sandy O'Shea, a sex and hormone specialist. Today, we heat things up by discussing different sexual appetites, fantasies, toys, and more. We just went 50 Shades Darker, didn't we, Sandy? What those books did for the world. Your vanilla days are over. All right, so we're going right into it. Having sexual fantasies when you're in a committed relationship, beneficial or detrimental?
It can be either. They're beneficial when you either, I encourage people, I'm a huge proponent of communication. So I encourage people to share their fantasies with their partner. If they're not comfortable, that's okay. If they want to just keep it their little thing, that's fine. But as long as they don't live in the sexual fantasies, that's where it can all go wrong.
So by living it, what do you mean, like a constant?
Yeah, and just not being satisfied with reality.
Okay.
So, and I mean, that can get into a whole other topic, but generally it's as long as you're understanding that it is just a fantasy.
Right.
If you want it acted out, you've got to talk to your partner.
And if they're just not having it, so what happens then?
Then you got to talk about it.
You got to talk about it.
You really got to talk about it. Like I said, like the common theme with all of this kind of higher level stuff, and even just basics with communication, it's all about communication.
Yes. We've heard that a few times, I think.
Right?
Right. Communicate, communicate, communicate. What happens to couples when their needs and or fantasies are not in sync with each other?
That's a big one.
Yes.
It happens a lot.
Does it?
And that one takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of, guess what?
Communication.
You got it. So yeah, it takes a lot of communication, and you got to find out what's important, like what's truly important to you. And if one person is wanting to kind of take things to the next level and the other one is just absolutely adamant, you've got to look at, okay, is your relationship worth holding on to, or does the person who wants to go to the next level, do they go outside of that relationship?
Right.
And is the other person who doesn't want to, are they okay with it?
And if they're not okay, then that could bring
Then
up
that's a horse of a hell in a whole other color.
Yes.
And that can cause a lot of problems. And I mean, I don't like to encourage it, but it may be a sign that relationship is ending.
Just deviating. How could couples with different sexual appetites compromise? Is that even possible? Talking about just, people maybe not, having the same fantasies and stuff. Can they even compromise?
They can, I think, if
Like
they're
a middle
willing.
ground, or are they just
Yeah, I think
across the board?
I think that the best way to do it is either to some days go this way, other days go this way, or you agree that they're just not jiving, and give each other permission to find ways of satisfying that.
Which might mean
Outside
the relationship, marriage, and everything. Okay, so now we're talking about the introduction of sex toys in a relationship. Does it enhance connection, or can it, intimidate partners?
Yep, absolutely. Funny, my husband actually gave me my first sex toy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he bought it for me. I was completely caught off guard. I'm like, okay, this is fun.
What was it?
It was a vibrator.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a basic vibrator.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sex toys can make the whole experience, because let's face it, when you've been with the same person for a long time, it can get a little routine.
Be careful, because he's watching.
Yeah, I know.
Barry's watching.
Hopefully not here.
Yeah.
But it can. And I
Yes.
mean, you talk to
spice it up.
And just to spice things up, not to replace your partner, because let's face it, the vast majority of sex toys are geared towards women.
Okay.
Just anatomically, that's just what it is. There
Are
some,
women more apt to buy them than men?
Yes. Yes.
So there's a huge market there.
Yeah, huge market. That's why, the sex toy parties are,
Yes.
and I'm actually having one.
I know you are.
I'm so excited.
I
I'm
heard.
so excited.
Okay.
So, yes.
We'll discuss later.
But yes.
Yes. So finish your thought.
So as long as it's treated as an enhancement and not a replacement.
Right.
Pardon me. Sex toys are amazing. Where it goes wrong is when, usually it's the woman, if she's not really satisfied with her man or her partner, then she uses that as a replacement, and that's not good.
So it can really intimidate and kind of like drive a wedge between the partners, causing a whole slew of problems.
Oh, yeah.
And then you need to communicate.
Exactly.
Okay. Tell us about some of the options that you provide for disconnected couples, because I think that's really, really important for people to know that they have options. You can buy the, let's talk about Sex with Sandy. You'll see somebody that is, a sex and hormone specialist that can guide you. So tell us.
Absolutely. So other than the book and coming to see me, what I do with people is find out, where their heads are at, what's going on with their health, because, there's a lot of things that can be going on that they're not aware of. So we kind of get that out of the way. Sometimes I have to refer them to somebody outside of myself, a sexologist or a sex therapist, because I'm not.
Okay.
So, and
Fair
I'm very
enough.
upfront about people
Fair
with
enough.
that. I have a lot of experiences.
Sure.
And I can help people from a real life experience perspective, because, we've kind of we've been through the gamut with the sex drives and the hormones being out of whack, and I understand what's going on. But as far as education is concerned, I am not a sexologist or
So you
sex
would
therapist.
refer them
So I
out.
would refer them out, absolutely, because my interest is in helping people, not just faking it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your takeaway before we go.
My takeaway is three things. Communicate.
Communicate.
Communication is key. Absolutely key.
Yes.
Making the time to make sex and intimacy a priority. Because it's so easy for it to get out of control.
Right.
And the third one is really to make your health a priority, because if you can get your health in a really good place,
Right.
then your sex drive is going to follow,
yes, right.
and everything's going to fall into place. So yeah.
Always lovely to have you on, Sandy.
Thank
And
you,
I
darling.
want you to come back again and talk more sex with Sandy.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for being on the show.
My pleasure, honey.
That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips is sponsored by AMMA AJAX Mixed Martial Arts Academy, offering classes in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for all men and women. Sign up now for your free 1-month membership. Also offering Women's Strength and Conditioning Body Blast Boot Camp. Includes a 1-week free trial. St. Nadala Macedonian Orthodox Church, located in AJAX, Ontario. Offering banquet hall facilities for your weddings, celebrations, and special events, accommodating up to 250 guests. INVICTUS Equality. We are the mistresses and the masters of our gender equality destiny. Synchronicity Durham. By collaborating within each level of the community, the main purpose of Synchronicity Durham is to empower every open-minded citizen in Durham region with the tools and resources to achieve their greatest dreams, goals, and passions.